Libra. What's up, Libra? It's your monthly Tarotscope for the month of November. Yay! Can you make up your mind if you want to watch this? I can say that I am a Libra. Listen, Libras, I get it. Sometimes it's difficult just to decide what to eat for dinner. No one understands our pain. The Taurus full moon on November 14th falls in your 8th house of sex, death, and taxes, and other people's money, inheritances, things like that. What that means is the full moon means we're actually releasing things because the full goes to this, right? The full shrinks. So we're releasing things around those themes and that 8th house theme, things like sex, death, taxes, all that good stuff. Honk honk to you too. To me, this would be a grand opportunity to get rid of things from previous relationships that no longer serve you because you like nice things. Some of the nicest things are the hardest ones to get rid of. I know. But other things like sex, like you can really sort of dissolve the boundaries around, you know, if you're having some like a dry spell. Let's say that. The new moon's on November 29th, and it's in Sagittarius, and it falls in your 3rd house of communications. Now, we want to go ahead and plant a seed there. The new moon is all about planting seeds and setting intentions, what you want to bring on into yourself. And there, communications, oh my gosh, have you thought about writing a book, a blog, talking to someone you haven't talked to in a long time because you need to tell them something? Thinking, really, like you can really wrap your brain around situations. It's very analytical. So that's a good time to plant the seeds for those things, those writing projects, those communication projects. You want to start a podcast? Heck, do it. Yeah, man. And now on to the tarot. How I like to work is I just like to shuffle the cards and see what happens. Usually I like to pull around 4 cards. Gives me a nice storyline for you for the month. Libra, November, Libra, November, Libra, November. Ooh, stubborn. Oh, that one wants to come out. Whoa, that guy wants to come out. It's fascinating. The cards, they just sort of, they speak, you know? They have their own little energy source, as does everything. All right, Libra, what we got? One more, Libs. Come on, scales. Point me in the right direction. What are we gonna do this month? Okay. There. Yeah. All right, so the first card we're looking at is the Star. There she is, the Star. And really, this card basically should be subtitled Hope. That's right, hope. We can't lose it, right? It's very important this month to keep that right there on the top of your head. Hope, hope, hope. All those dreams, you're closer than you think, but you still have a ways to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, those things you really, really want and you have been pursuing lately, because I know Libras have had a rough time of it. And now, you know, things are going pretty well. Jupiter's in our sign. Like, he's expanding. He wants us to take risks. No risk, no reward, Libras. But seriously, that's why don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Keep going. Second card. Now, the irony of this isn't lost on me. This is the Death card. Now, don't freak out if you're not a tarot head like I am. Death is perhaps my personal favorite card in the deck because it really just means transformation. And what did we just talk about? We've got a freaking full moon in the 8th house, which is basically the death house. Sex, death, and taxes. Perhaps you've been a little pessimistic. This really is the time to take that hope and really transform it. Keep it. Take that pessimism, transform it. Because there's a journey here that's happening, and part of it is really shifting. We are like undergoing death so that we can be born again. And I think a lot of it, there's no irony on this either. We got where is she? Come on, the Queen of Swords. I mean, you want to talk about just a rockin' communicator. I mean, you're speaking to a Libra's heart if you're like, oh, one-on-one communication where we actually connect. Groovy. This is receptive communication. So far, what I'm getting this month, Libras have the opportunity to really not only transform themselves, but others through communication that gives hope. So especially if you're thinking about inspirational stories, things like that, those sort of things around the 29th, putting them out around the 29th, you're going to find that it's going to be not only easy to write, but well received. But this is also a reminder, you know, you do have to be patient. It is still a real tangible thing. It's easy for us Libras, you know, to have ideas. That's really not a problem. The ideas are like a dime a dozen, you know. But the thing is, you have to be able to nail them down. The Page of Pentacles is really about paying attention to messages, like earth messages that around money. I mean, this could very much be sort of a sexual awakening. There could be a sexual awakening happening for the Librans that involve a little bit of communication, though. I mean, I also wouldn't be surprised if you get like a check in the mail or something like that. You're gonna find out that your communication skills are much better this month too. Like, you'll be able to actually hear what people are saying to you, as opposed to just taking it and then Rolodex, you know, how you fling things out, like you hear it and then you hear like 4 things they said. You can, like, because you can kind of, Librans have a gift of reading between the lines because it's what they do in order to like really weigh a situation. They're the scales. They're kind of here to do things like that, to decipher truth. Counseling would be a good thing. This would be a great month to start counseling. If you wanted to, you could actually get rid of some inherited trauma if you have some of that kicking around, and I mean, who doesn't? And that's another thing, inherited trauma can totally show up as aches and pains. Don't get me started on sciatica. So it's a great month to start therapy because you'll be able to do it with like an optimistic outlook and not like, oh God, what was me? I'm weak. You're actually quite strong. Receptive communication. The beautiful thing about this is that there's this hopeful transformation this month for you. You're going to remain optimistic even though things still sort of seem a little bit like, ooh, a little bit in limbo. Okay, and then we have our special oracle card. You know what's so funny? What's so funny is that my first instinct was I never can remember what obfuscate. I can never really 100% remember what obfuscate means, and it's the funniest thing because it pretty much just means not clear, confusing, cloudy. So like a lot of the messages you get this month, this is more of a month where you're getting stuff in and there aren't going to be a ton of answers, but there's going to be a lot presented. It's like the beginning, the first quarter of a book that you read. You never really know exactly what's going on. You don't know what the real story is yet. You get all like the front story, like, oh, okay, this is happening, this is happening, and then, you know, that quarter mark hits and boom, you're into the real story of the book. And that's what this month is. November is the beginning of the book, which makes sense. Jupiter just got into Libra. It's the beginning of his journey. Pay attention. Just pay attention. With the Page of Pentacles, again, look around because the universe is like really hoping to hand you some physical clues, right? And you know what that means is like what you ask for, you just might find. So again, be careful what you wish for. Libras, thank you so much for watching my channel. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. Duh. And you can follow me on Instagram at Mystic Assistant, where I do a daily tarot drawing every day, Monday through Friday. I take the weekends off. We all need a break. Bye. See you soon. Sex is coming. Sex is coming. Winter is coming. No, sex is coming.